Elliott waves were formulated by Ralph Nelson Elliott in 1930s and are based on the concept that market price movements follow a repetitive pattern of 5 waves in the direction of the main trend, followed by 3 corrective waves in the opposite direction. His theory is based on the idea that market psychology drives price action in recognizable wave patterns. His reasoning was that the market behavior, or rather the behavior of the market participants, is predictable and that reflects in the waves in forms of waves in the charts. So this is how Elliott wave structure looks like. If the primary trend is upside, there would be a move in 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the primary direction, that is the uptrend in this case, followed by a 3-wave move A, B and C in the counter trend direction. So that's how a typical Elliott wave structure looks like. There are certain rules which have to be met when we are looking at or identifying Elliott waves in a chart. The first rule is wave 2 never retraces more than 100% of wave 1. Essentially, the low of wave 2 should never come close to the low or the starting point of wave 1. The second rule is wave 4 never enters the price territory of wave 1. This essentially means that the low of wave 4 never coincides with the high of wave 1. So wave 1 territory and wave 4 territory should never coincide. They should never meet. Third and the most important rule is wave 3 cannot be the shortest of the 3 impulse waves. We will cover what exactly is an impulse wave, but for now just understand that wave 3 cannot be the shortest of the 3 waves which moves in the trend direction. So in the trend direction, if you look at this, so wave 1 is moving in the trend direction, wave 2 is a counter trend, wave 3 is in the trend direction, wave 4 is a counter trend, and wave 5 is in the trend direction. So we have 1, 3 and 5 waves moving in the trend direction. So out of these 3 waves, wave 3 can never be the shortest. That means wave 3 cannot be shorter than both wave 1 and wave 5. So here we can see those rules. So wave 2 can never retrace beyond wave 1. So as you can see, wave 2 is a counter trend move in opposite direction of wave 1, and wave 2 should never go down as much as the starting point of wave 1. Second is wave 4 cannot enter wave 1 territory. So as I was saying, the low of this wave 4 should never come in the zone of, so this is the wave 1 zone, right? So wave 4 should never come into this zone. And the third point is wave 3. So this is your wave 3 and this is the height of wave 3. It cannot be the shortest. So wave 3 will never be shorter than both wave 1 and wave 5. It can be shorter than one of them, but not both of them. And typically wave 3 is usually the largest of the 3. So it's not a rule, but this is what generally happens. Let's jump to the charts and see how these waves actually look like. So here I have an hourly chart open of S&P 500 and this is the current chart. So now here you can see, if we take this as a reference point, so for counting waves we always have to take a reference point, and we usually take a more recent high or a recent low. So in this case I am taking this low as a reference point for counting. So here you can see this is all green. So this is wave 1. Then we have red, counter trend move, which is wave 2. Then we have another up move, which is wave 3. And then we have a down move, red bar, wave 4. And then we have an up move. So this essentially becomes your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is your up move. Now, once this 5-wave move up is over, we are in a counter trend move, which is ABC. So here this is all red till this point. This is A. And then we have a green bar. This is B. And then we can see the C seems to be starting. So this will be A. This will be B. And this might be C. As we will see later on, so this correction is very difficult to predict how it will evolve, and there are many different forms of this ABC correction. But overall we can see that the primary trend seemed to be up in this case, with the 5 waves up and then a 3 waves down seem to be evolving in this case. So this is how we try to look at charts and identify waves. We also need to see whether this 5-wave moves follow the 3 rules that we talked about. So the first rule was wave 2. In this case, this is your wave 2, should never retrace beyond the starting of wave 1. So it has not reached anywhere near the starting of wave 1. So the first rule is fine. Second rule was wave 4 should never come in the territory of wave 1. So this is the high of wave 1 and the wave 4 low is much higher above it. So it's kind of, this rule also holds true. We can also put a line around this horizontal line just to see that they do not coincide on the same line. So this is the wave 1 high, and as you can say, wave 4 low is very much higher above. And the third rule was the wave 3 cannot be shortest. So we can measure the height of all these waves. So this is your wave 1, which is 72 points. And we can measure wave 3 from the bottom of wave 2. This is 74 points. So this is greater. We will also measure the height of, or the size of wave 5. This is 43 points, right? So we can see, because it was 74 points, wave 1 was 72 points and wave 5 is 43 points. So wave 3 is in fact the largest of 3, not the shortest. So all the 3 rules also satisfy in this case.